Was it? It was. Great. Well, 10 years, it's an important milestone, right? And when we started to discuss what we were going to talk about here today, when we think 2025, 2015, many things have changed. And we brought a bit of this retrospective to try to highlight what we were experiencing there in 2015 at the first APIX versus what we find today, right? Not only at Sensedia, but in the reality of day-to-day technology. Well, for those, maybe some of you here, who were at the first APIX 10 years ago, we held it at Kubo. The first Kubo had just been inaugurated. All right, then it changed location and so on. At this first event, we already made a point to invite, amazing stories, right? I remember that the closing keynote was from Spotify, so really cool content. At that time, there were 250 people. There was the plenary, and there were more technical workshops happening in parallel as well. Fast forward, 2025. Today, about 1,500 people, much more content. 4 tracks will already. He talked a lot here, right? So many companies sharing their stories, their experiences, their struggles, what they would have done differently if they were to start over. We have podcasts, we have companies supporting the event here in the hallway as well. Without them, we wouldn't be able to hold such a great event. So, quite a contrast, right? Thinking a little about Sensedia. Marcilio.
At the first APIX in 2015, APIs were things related to social networks or apps from the Valley, right? So the keynote was by the people from Spotify, which is a European company, but very innovative. At that time, Sensedia was already operating the platform as an API management platform. Around 10 enterprise clients using Sensedia's solution, a limited investment in innovation and technology because Sensedia is a national company, bootstrapping without original investment, 100% during that period, 100% focused on the Brazilian market. A lot has happened, and now we have more than 200 enterprise clients. But more than that, we have the best clients we could have. The companies that lead their segments, that built this journey, we are eyewitnesses to how things have changed. How before, we would ask in a plenary who used APIs for corporate solutions. No one would raise their hand. And today, everyone raises their hand when we talk about using APIs in corporate scenarios. Sensedia, it had a very large growth in the last 10 years. We had international investment funding. Today, we invest more than 30 million reals every year in innovation and technology in our technology team. More than 270 billion API calls from our clients. I remember when we hit 1 billion, right? We said that we joined the Billionaires Club. Today, our clients total more than 270 billion. We managed to create a very large ecosystem of partners, but mainly of clients around the globe. Today, Sensedia operates in the United States. We lead in markets of APIs and integration and open finance in Mexico, Peru, Colombia. And recently, we began very positively in the Chilean market as well, leading together with the CMF in the creation of the regulatory model and regulatory technology for open finance there in that country.
Cool. Well, back in 2015, we had no formal partners, of course, trying to deliver the best value to our clients. Today, we have a much broader ecosystem of partnerships, strategic technological alliances, commercial partners, value-added service partners who use Sensedia's platform to help our clients achieve the expected value going forward.
Here in this audience, we have this audience of ours is composed of clients by companies that are involved with the API ecosystem, which may or may not become Sensedia's clients, and a very relevant set of partners. Sensedia has SPIN, which is our partnership program, with more than 50 active partners working with us in business generation. And in other countries, like in Latin America, more than 50% of our business is already conducted with our partners. In Brazil, we surpassed 20% last year, and we intend to invest much more in this.
All right, well, thank you to the partners who are here as well. Back in 2015, As Marcilio mentioned, we had launched the API gateway. It was still quite recent. The main focus was on traffic modulation in the rate limit. Yeah. Fast forward 10 years, the architectural complexity of companies in the use of APIs, of integrations, has grown a lot, and so has the Sensedia platform. Today, with the managing APIs, but with the ability to connect to multiple platforms, right? With multi-gateways, capturing the API definitions that are running elsewhere too, to achieve unified governance of these APIs. Besides that, we launched in 2023 the integrations platform, the Sensedia EPAS, with hundreds of connectors ready to accelerate this connectivity. And in addition, as Marcilio mentioned, there is the whole part of open platforms. When those APIs that are going to be exposed, they are not exclusively for internal use, and the company wants to create an ecosystem of partners that connect to these APIs. This open platform strategy is very important. Of course, it's very prominent with open banking, but today it transcends this industry, and we have had very interesting experiences in other verticals as well. So a lot has evolved here in the complexity of our clients, and our platform has kept up with this evolution. Also, well, and speaking of open banking specifically, this is a subject from 2015. Open banking arrives this year, right? We were, every entrepreneur has a bit of excessive optimism, right? You see, we thought that back in 2015, we would already have a more present regulatory model with more innovative companies already exposing these APIs. It took a bit from 2015 to 2019, but in the end, today we have more than 40 clients in open banking or open finance. And exposing the data with the customers' consent to create a much more robust and democratic financial ecosystem.
We managed to stay firm in this purpose of helping our clients become more digital, connected, and open, being able to help not only what Sensedia did, but what Brazil built as a reference of open finance for the rest of the world. We, not Sensedia, but we Brazil, are admired for the history of digitalization in the creation of the open banking ecosystem. Banking, this even opens up many doors for Sensedia itself, right? So today we have several clients who do open banking, open pay, open insurance. We're going to talk a little about how there will be other opens on the agenda as well. And it all started from a vision that one day open banking would arrive in Brazil. And when it arrived, fortunately, we were super engaged together with our partners to work both in regulation and in the creation of new products, right?
Cool. Well, also during this period of time, we received recognition from global organizations like Forrester and Gartner, which last year placed Sensedia in the Magic Quadrant and in the Forrester wave, right? Let's say the equivalent there of Forrester. Sensedia side by side with the main global leaders for this type of technology. We are very honored as well. Well, these studies happen periodically, right? This year, we are already going through the process of the Magic Quadrant of 2025, a very intense, exhaustive process of demonstration, client references, responses, forms, etc. It is a very detailed process, and we are very happy of having received this recognition last year. Very good. Nice. All right. Well, but a lot has happened from 2015 to now, right? 10 years, if you reflect, sometimes in our mind loses a bit the references of time. And when we look here, I went to look what had happened in 2015, right? To catch not in Sensedia or in APIs, but in the world in general, right? Well, I am a fan of Star Wars, and in 2015, The Force Awakens was released. So after a long wait, we were able to go to the cinema again to watch Star Wars.
I am a fan of soccer, and back then we had a promise that we would have the best player in the world again, right? We had just lost 7-1 at home, but Neymar was doing great. with the MSN trio in Barcelona and played really well at that time.
Destroyed in this Champions League.
He scored the goal in the final, and I said, here comes the new Pelé.
Well, the dollar skyrocketed in 2015, reaching 4 on a bit.
The world seemed like it was going to end with the dollar at 4.
You see? Right. Yeah, right. There was Disney back then, right, Rafa?
Oh my. Well, and finally, Nubank was in beta with the little purple card. And today it's one of the largest financial institutions in Brazil and also a global reference in innovation. So that's just to put a bit into perspective what was happening in 2015. And then when we look at 2015 here, me and Marcilio,
a little more hair. A little more hair.
A little less belly.
Time is cruel.
cool, let us go. Well, speeding up here, how do we think?
Kleber, what is there now that wasn't in 2015, right? Maybe from now on we'll get into the provocation of, and now, what's new that we have to prepare better for, right? You can say.
Well, human intelligence was what was most in vogue in the year 2015, right? So we didn't have as much generative AI back then. Artificial intelligence obviously already existed, but not as broadly and present as we see today. If at that time we talked, about an intelligent agent, what would probably come to most of your minds would be Agent Smith, who had a purpose. Well, he is a computer program, right? A very focused purpose was to stop Neo. He could replicate himself. We saw this in the movies. He interacted with other agents to try to fulfill his mission. And, he was intelligent. He learned obsessively, made decisions well.
When we think about today's revolution of agentic AI,
probably many of your companies are experimenting with AI solutions using artificial intelligence with OpenAI or other providers, right? Today, the vast majority of hyperscale cloud have very interesting solutions of Gen AI. But beyond generative AI, when we think about agents being able not only to learn, but also to take actions, we see an evolution, very large, and with that, problems we already faced, they are taken to another level. And we brought 3 main problems that we would like to explore here, and with these problems also a bit of what we are developing in terms of technology at Sensedia, to try to help our clients face these problems, right? So we will go through 3 here. The first, for the part of automation overload, the multiplication of these APIs that are everywhere, and also for data confusion, right? And how companies have been suffering and trying to deal with that, okay? We will go through these 3, one at a time, and then we will wrap up here.
Well, when we start having multiplication of these agents,
and remembering, right, the agents can be the agents developed by your companies, can be agents developed by partners that will consume your company's information and data, but they can also be less favorable actors, right? And many companies already face bad bots today, right? Robots that in a certain way try to find vulnerabilities, but with Gen AI, these robots became much smarter. So the frontier of agents trying to find and ways to discover vulnerabilities is something quite important. There are even partners of Sensedia here, Salt Security, for example, who have very interesting solutions to help combat this. And Sensedia itself is also developing a lot of technology for this. Here is a really cool article from MIT discussing the potential use of Gen AI by intelligent agents for cyber attacks. Thinking about Sensedia's technology, we theoretically and historically, right, we have the API gateway, which usually handles your own APIs or your internal systems. And it adds a security layer so that your applications, your chatbot, or your partner's applications can interact with these APIs, both in the inbound, in the invocations that arrive in the environment of your organizations, and in the outbound, in the market APIs that you invoke, like yes, also. So today we already have many usage policies, access policies, authentication, authorization. Let's say this is the technological set that has been evolving until now. Well, we are happy to announce that we are adding a series of AI gateway features. That is a type of technology that has started to emerge in the market to make applications that consume AI services, LLMs, and other intelligent service providers, as well as the agents that will consume these functionalities they have. More guardrails. API layer is a very interesting layer for adding this type of control. For example, like routing to multiple LLMs to manage the cost of tokens that are being consumed. When we adjust the outbound there, right? The consumption of LLMs, that's a very important part too. With each new version of an LLM, prices change drastically, and it's very important for companies to keep control of that. Credential management, for example, make prompt adjustment, both the prompt that is sent to LLMs, as well as the responses to verify security, avoid hallucinations, for example. So it is a set of elements of interceptors in the Sensedia platform that make up this AI gateway, and that is available to be
used from now on. So this is the first item to good.
Well, it's an Apple-style presentation, right? When announcing new things. The second here, there's a new protocol that we wanted to explain, share a little with you, called MCP, which is the Model Context Protocol. An intelligent agent, when it goes to consume an API, often depends on the LLM's own reasoning to understand how it should call that API, or on something programmatic, a developer instructing either with a prompt or programming the way the LLM invokes that API. This is quite insufficient for AI agents, right? That's why Anthropic recently announced an attempt to consolidate a protocol so that LLMs and intelligent agents can invoke APIs in a much easier way, right? So this is a model that facilitates this conversation between agents and applications, between agents and agents, right? We are happy to announce that we introduced MCP support on the platform of Sensedia. So today you can, in the APIs you have, with the click of a button, expose this API in MCP format, making it much easier for an external agent to consume this API in a much more autonomous way, right? With this support, on the other hand, we gain a new way to manage the platform, right? Today, the Sensedia platform, you have the web interface, you know, where you go there, do the clicks, create API, expose the API, create version of API, add security to the API, generates access credentials for those APIs. You have the CLI, which allows you to programmatically interact with the Sensedia platform. Today, we can have a conversational interface. For instance, this little video here that's playing, first it asks, what are the APIs that might possibly be duplicated here? With the entire API description, it can be exposed in a format. MCP, the LLM itself, can perform an analysis, whether by terms, by very similar base paths, or by parameters and attributes, and with this, it provides suggestions of possible duplicate APIs. If you want to know which APIs deal with requests or with a checking account, you ask these questions, it can also give these answers. So this opens up a universe of possibilities. We are very interested in these stories. You are building with the agents within your organizations. And that's why we have also been encouraging our clients to invite us to participate of these development projects for agents. As we have done a lot of this within the Sensedia, we have a set of frameworks for models to speed up the development of agents using technologies like MCP. And then there is a whole team of people and a skill set in our consultancy to help accelerate this type of project as well. We are calling this the AI Agent Lab within Sensedia.
Whoever wants to get to know.
Cool, great show. Nice.
Whoever wants to learn more about the AI Agent Lab, will also find the people talking about it in the Fantastico Mundo das APIs. Another thing we notice, and that we noticed long before this big wave of AI agents, is that the APIs come from various places, right? Unlike 2015, today companies use APIs as the main glue between their internal systems, external systems, their partners, their applications, open innovation. And with the issue of AI agents, we see now, right, the multiplication of APIs everywhere, right? But more than that, a large part of the APIs, actually the forecast is that more than 1/3 of the APIs, of the publishers of APIs, they will use multiple gateways in the exposure of APIs. So I am convinced that a good part of you already have within the companies different types of API exposures. Some that are native to the CRM product, others that are already embedded in a cloud solution, others that already came from the Proprio product without any type of gateway. And then last year, we announced the multi-gateway governance, or the end gateway governance. That is all the governance and management features of the APIs in terms of visibility, control, and security are not only applied to Sensedia's gateway, but applied to practically all market gateways. So this is very powerful because of within the governance solution, you can see there, for example, which APIs are running on the Sensedia gateway, but you can integrate to see which APIs you're running on the WS or the APPD or the Congi or MuleSoft. It can integrate with these gateways and provide a centralized and quite powerful view of all the control you have over APIs and speed. And we are very happy to announce that in the past year, we made an investment and expanded substantially, both laterally, meaning to more gateways, and more deeply, with more capacity, with AI embedded, to give even more power to our API governance model, right? We have some examples how WTC, for example, we can now identify security and design failures and generate alerts in all the APIs in your ecosystem, not just those within the Sensedia gateway. We can, for example, another thing, monitor the quality of the APIs independently. Wherever they are published, right? At runtime and design time, can you go ahead, Kleber? You can, for example, identify zombie APIs, meaning, right, that are not used. You can identify redundancy of APIs in different gateways. You can have visibility over control design and access control, regardless of where these APIs are located running. It's very common for us to encounter these scenarios with multiple gateways for different reasons, right? But not everyone has a governance capability like the one we ended up developing. So instead of focusing on creating a super governance solution for those who only use Sensedia's gateway, we found it more strategic and fairer for our clients to allow them to use all the governance and management power of Sensedia's APIs and apply it to the other gateways they have in-house and view this in a centralized manner as well.
Cool, very good. The last one here is simplified troubleshooting, right? With AI as well, with all the logs for those who operate the APIs daily. In the end, when something strange happens, sometimes it's difficult to find the root cause, and we are applying AI to be able to summarize and assist in troubleshooting.
Also, cool. Well, moving to the third topic here, when we think
in the use of AI, probably your organization has already experienced these, the solutions. When the data isn't well isolated, you don't have the correct data. When the context is it is weak, in the end, the intelligent solutions, they will only make bad decisions. So automatically
and much more quickly. So Gartner, for example, said that 85% of AI initiatives and projects end up failing due to data quality issues, right?
Well, in 2013, we announced Sensedia integrations, right? Sensedia's iPass, with the possibility of connecting with multiple connectors ready out of the box for building integration flows and the possibility of moving data from one place to another to improve the data lakes, improve the models, was one of the main reasons for this investment, right? Here we brought some new features of Sensedia's iPass, considering from last year until now, right?
We announced the ePass at last year's APIX and also announced the Copilot for API design last year.
So for a company that is creating a new API or is possibly improving an existing API, we have Copilot integrated into the Sensedia platform interface, which allows you with conversational instructions to request to for Sensedia's platform to design a new API. So we are bringing this same feature into the Sensedia integrations. So for when you want to create a new integration, you have the possibility, of course, to do this by coding. You have the possibility to do this by dragging these components and creating in a low-code interface this integration flow. Or you can also ask the Copilot to make a suggestion of how this integration should look like, and it automatically arranges the components in the correct sequence. So we believe that this can also bring productivity gains for our teams, right? Well, besides that, with our clients using Sensedia integrations at scale, several new features have been added. As version cloning, it is a more powerful way of versioning. The entire observability part of the integrations at the moment they are being executed, this is now much easier to monitor, to understand, and eventually troubleshoot, find problems, and improve the integrations, besides a very large set new connectors, right? Each new project with our clients, we come across the use of different connectors, whether by industry-specific products, specific protocols. We have been quite agile in creating these components and releasing these components within the Sensedia platform.
Okay. In that little video, it shows the Copilot, right, integrated. So you prompt, it already generates the source code, and you can have the view of the integration there much more quickly, okay?
Well, this here is the observability part I had already mentioned. So now it's all integrated into the Sensedia platform. You can know everything that's happening in your integrations much more deeply with much more detail. So for those who are creating the integrations and for the operators of this environment later, this is a really, really important feature. Cool?
All right. Well, besides all this concern with
the agents, the connection via MCP, which we announced, is all part of a large set of APIs running in multiple places, and is our much more advanced support for multi-gateway and the ease of data connection with integrations. We have some little things more, right, to yes, within the maturity journey of our clients, when they use much more the APIs, we also created different support models. So every Sensedia client ends up starting with standard support, but today we have several clients using premium support with more aggressive SLAs, with an engineer available in the war room within a few minutes when a problem is occurring. So this type of maturity for the scale and criticality of our clients' operations is extremely important. And besides that, in Sensedia's deployment model, it allows for the hybrid model where the data plane is deployed on any cloud with support for Kubernetes there. But in the model managed by Sensedia, we supported AWS and Google, and now we also support Oracle Cloud Infrastructure clients. So both managed by Sensedia
as much as, of course, if the client wants to manage it in their own environments. And in addition, we are available in the marketplace, both of AWS, now also available in Oracle's marketplace. So for clients who have contracts with Oracle and AWS, and if they prefer to use Sensedia through the marketplace, there is also this convenience. This ultimately helps
Yes, it is possible to use the commitment you have with the clouds to include Sensedia in the contract and help reduce or optimize costs as well.
All right, well, shall we go? Let's speed up and get to the end here. So this is just a brief summary, okay, of the new things we have the privilege here to announce. So the AI Gateway, MCP support, greater flexibility with deployment now in Oracle 2, presence in Chile, Sensedia integrations with low-code, with integrated Copilot and many more capabilities. The multi-gateway is much more comprehensive, incorporating various different providers and with many more features for all of them.
Yeah, go ahead. There's something that hasn't changed in these 10 years, which is Sensedia's mission, right? Every year we review planning, strategic vision, values, but Sensedia, since then, our mission is to enable a more digital, connected, and open world. 100% of the stories we created with our clients that we are creating, they are related to clients becoming technologically more digital companies, more connected, and more open. And the best way to convey this is to bring some real examples, right? Besides everyone who will be speaking here, more than, right, 40 talks, but several other stories that don't fit here or have already been shared here about our mission. So, enabling the digital world. Some examples, right? The digital is how we manage to make companies use better the digital channels to communicate with their clients, to communicate with their partner ecosystem, to communicate with their consultants, to facilitate the digital onboarding of new clients, right? So Natura, for example, it runs for a long time now with Sensedia, not only the part of digital experience, but all internal integrations, but we are very impressed by the volume, right, of applications or order intake. Pets today, more than 30% of orders that are picked up in stores are already made through the app, and people only go to the store to pick them up. BMG has accelerated the onboarding too much. Digital, all these stories were published. They are available, right, at sensedia.com.br, customer stories, right? So if anyone wants to go into more detail, learn, connect with these people, it will always be a pleasure for us to connect here during the event. At the moment or later, then find someone from Sensedia and say, oh, I wanted to talk to the folks at Pets to understand how they did it to ensure. Now they are going through a huge merger, an acquisition, right, of Pets with Bacili. So this has been, this digital and integration part has been an important vein. And we brought a testimonial from a client for each scenario. We chose a client to give the testimonial. This is Renata. She is the CIO of Natura.
Hello, everyone. I'm Renata Marques, CIO of Natura. I would like to share with you that about 10 years ago, Natura took a very important leap in its digitalization journey. And it was with the partnership of Sensedia that we were able to build the foundations of this movement. You were fundamental in helping us create a robust API architecture connecting applications, solutions, and more than that, 3 million beauty consultants. It was a bold vision for that time, which still evolves today, considering business transformations, bringing a lot of speed. I was with you on this same stage in 2023, reminiscing about this story with much pride. And today I come back here just to say thank you. Thank you for the true partnership, for the innovation, and for always keeping an eye on the future. I wish each of you much success. A big hug.
Excellent. Renata, 2023, right? Last year it was Agenor, right, from Natura, who was here too, yeah, a partner for more than 10 years, right? We are very, very happy. Well, for
connectivity challenges, Marcilio. We also have some great stories, right?
We have chosen 4 very different examples as well. Connecta is how we enable our clients to look not only outward, but also inward in a more integrated way. Fluke Beverages was one of the first clients. Kleber mentioned the iPass, right, which we launched last year. 50% of the clients who joined Sensedia in the last 12 months already joined using the platform. Integration, although in our customer base, we are already providing for the clients, all new clients, 50% already start using it, and Fluke is an example of this. We made connectors together. They created the entire resale network. Fruki Bebidas is huge in the south of the country. It has the second best-selling Guarana brand in the world. The second brand is, but very strong. Security, everyone knows, is an open banking client, but here they did all the integration with the partner network through APIs in record time. Netshoes today has more than 18,000 retailers sell on Netshoes. If you search there, tennis racket, you will see that there is a tennis racket sold by Prospin. 17,000 retailers sell there, 100% of them integrated through the Exposure and API platform. And Visa, it managed to replace 2 legacy internal gateways with a new gateway, even using Copilot, right, which is the faster creation of APIs through prompts, with productivity improvement of 50 to 80% faster in creating new APIs, in migrating other legacy gateways into Sensedia. So the connected is how you quickly organize your architecture, how you innovate in your architecture, or how you quickly connect with your ecosystem network. And we also, this is also published, all these stories, you can check them out later, and we will be pleased to connect you with these people as well. And we invited 2 people from these clients to also send a message to you.
Hey Sensedia folks, how are you? 10 years of APIX, and I am sure that today's event and celebration are excellent. I'm not there with you in person, but I am sure that in spirit, I am sharing this moment with you. My thanks to Antonio, Natalia, Fabio, Kleber, Marcilio for all the partnership over all these years. Sensedia has been a strategic partner for Sicredi since the implementation of Open Finance and actively participates in our technology projects, always aiming to deliver quality products to our cooperatives and members with a lot of security. Success to you at the event, success to APIX, and success to Sensedia and to your clients on this journey. Big hug.
Great. Amazing, right? Visa is one of the largest plants in Brazil for bioenergy and sugar production. And we were one of the first clients to agree to test Copilot with Sensedia. And we chose more complex markets, so the AI benefits wouldn't be so obvious. It was last year, and Rodrigo, who is the CIO, presented the productivity results using Copilot here at APIX for creating new APIs for migration. And he also sent a statement. Let's listen to it quickly here.
Hello everyone, this is Rodrigo Gonçalves, Director of Technology and Innovation at Visa. I'm here to say hi to everyone and wish a happy APIX 2025. Enjoy this event a lot. It has a lot of content. We at Visa are an example of how to leverage the content. We have the Copilot along with Sensedia, the API, and much more. Thanks everyone. Enjoy this event a lot with a lot of content, a lot of innovation, and a lot of transformation. We are together.
And in the open world, when we talked about open, we talked about open innovation, right? So I don't know, if you go to the terminal from Cielo Leo, you will see that there are various applications that run on Cielo Leo, more than 200 applications. And practically all were made by companies other than Cielo. If you go to developers.cielo.com, you will see that there is an API portal where you can create your company's app to run within the LIO. And you will only need to do this at one location later and manage to build it. This is open innovation, but it also showed us the path of open as a business, right? So we brought 4 examples, 2 very strong ones of open banking like Inter, which called Sensedia to accelerate on JSR last year, which is the redirectless journey, or APIX by proximity was the first of our clients to invest in this, and we also have the solution ready for that based on APIs. UniCred ran the entire open finance part together with Sensedia, and then came other big waves, right? Marcilio was one of the first companies in Brazil pre-regulation to already position itself up.
Insurance company for open insurance, Marcilio managed to create an ecosystem of more than 40 companies that connect and co-create products and services, insurance, within its ecosystem. So you can go to the websites of various banks and purchase insurance in a manner is frictionless, offered by the MAG team. And now we always get asked about the new waves, right? One clear wave today, I think around 1:30 in the afternoon, there's one of the sessions from a client of ours, which is Liberty Health, talking about the first major project in Brazil, and it will probably be a precursor to a big wave of open health in Brazil. Yes, they will present about it this afternoon, and we also asked for 2 testimonials.
Hello everyone, my name is Patricia. I am the Open Finance Manager here at UniCred, and I want to congratulate Sensedia on the 10 years of this event that energizes the market and encourages the innovation. It is a pride to be part of this journey. Sensedia has been our longtime partner, supporting us since the initial stages of integration with the ecosystem of open finance in this scenario of great opportunities, promising but also challenging. Thank you, Sensedia, for the partnership, the connection, the collaboration, and all the support. Long live this event and our partnership.
Woohoo, very cool.
And the last testimony from Luis, Marcilio.
Hello everyone, how are you? I'm Luis Fontes, Technology Director at Marcilio. Our company has a strong commitment to sector innovation, especially in the face of opportunities with open source and ecosystem creation. We have found in Sensedia a strong strategic partner that supports us in developing these solutions in regulatory matters, documentation, and security. To the whole Sensedia team, a big hug. Congratulations on the journey full of achievements and innovations. Congratulations also on APIX, 10 years. I am sure it will be another great event. A big hug.
Thank you.
Luis, who was here last year as well, so this is a bit of what we bring to ensure that we are truly on this journey to leave our customers in a more open, digital, and connected world. Well, to close, we talked about then, now, right, in 2015. Now, what's next? We wanted to quickly talk about what we see as the next steps for our solutions, for our clients, and for our partners.
Well, for the solutions from Sensedia, the direction we are taking to bring more productivity with artificial intelligence, enable our clients' projects with more security and governance, whether using Sensedia's gateway or in more diverse environments with multiple gateways, is a very important direction in the open line, as Marcilio mentioned. Besides open banking and open finance and insurance, now other verticals. Furthermore, the regulation is for the Sensedia Open Finance team, Esquedo, NET, well, it is very insane for us to maintain all regulatory compliance. So over the first months of this year, I know there were more than 100 updates in production of regulatory changes, and more news is coming, right? Within this journey, when we bring the testimony of these clients, and here is a long list of clients, Sensedia, our business is one of reliability and long-term relationships, right? So partnerships like this, Natura for over 10 years, Cielo, several long-standing clients of Sensedia show that our relationship is not transactional, right? And
yes, it is generational, right? And for our clients, we have an obsession with closeness. And when we go to our clients, we want them to have access to our roadmap, right? The product roadmap is open to our clients. Our clients have an active voice in defining this, and we benefit from this, right? Because we can evolve our products based on real demands. There are several examples of clients who suggested service mesh, events, PCI, and we evolved the solution for those clients. This becomes a product, and then it moves forward. So it is more than a transactional relationship of supplying solutions and products. We see the client as our main source of inspiration in the evolution of our products. So challenge us always. I was saying yesterday, right? What are with a client of ours from Natura, okay, man, what opportunities can we find now to help more, right? Whether through other gateways, other portals, AI, etc. Yeah, that's part of this co-creation. Sensedia has the Sensedia Day, which we run with some clients, which is a kind of mini APIX, but like this, an immersion of solutions and content and invitations that we run inside the client's offices, or sometimes clients give us the honor of doing it in our office. They bring a team there. We have a beer in the combi after the Sensedia Day. We has run and is running the certification process that is applied to all our clients. So you can get certification on the platforms. Our partners are handling this, and we have a customer success area, support, and a very strong local professional services team, and very much alongside our clients. So in Colombia, we have our local solutions team there. In Chile, in Brazil, there are more than 300 people in service, specialized, right? Speaking Portuguese, on this side of our clients, helping to build the solutions. So this closeness for us, it was key to do what we've done so far. But more than that, it is the heart of what will drive us in the coming years as well. And finally, go ahead.
Yes, and the empowerment of this network of partners with these certifications also, to ensure that this team is super engaged, knowledgeable about these technologies, and that they can bring this as innovation to our clients.
Also. So it's a very large expansion being led by Rafael within Sensedia, and we're just at the beginning of this journey.
So if I could give 3 pieces of advice to those who are not Sensedia clients.
You are very welcome. You are invited to learn about the stories, get to know our products, understand what we are doing of different. For those who are clients, get it into your heads that we have done many things we haven't had the time to show you, or we lack the discipline, or didn't have the opportunity, but it will be a pleasure to talk about it. We have all day and other days to talk about this. And for those who are partners, thank you for helping us create the embryo. Although there are more than 50 partners, it's just the embryo of an ecosystem that will become a global partnership ecosystem in the coming years.
And what do you expect in the next 10 years? Very good. Thank you, everyone.